What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing something different, and I did something similar a month back, and I was kind of asking the question, will Moon return in zombies? And that video was what it was, but today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I never dared to do it just because I didn't think a lot of people would agree with me or would understand. But today I'm kind of breaking out of that shell, and we're gonna actually do a zombies theory, and we're gonna explain Call of Duty Black Ops 3 zombie storyline so far, so that you guys are up to date and know what is going on. So first thing, we're gonna start with Shadows of Evil. Now in Shadows of Evil, of course, you're in Morgue City, and you have to you're believed to have kill the keepers and destroy this force. But later in the map and in the Easter egg, you find out that you have been double crossed by the Shadow Man. He is actually the bad one, and the gatekeepers are the ones that are trying to protect, not necessarily you, but trying to protect the universe and are against all bad things. Now, continuing on with that, when you go to the part in the Easter egg where you need to collect the book in Nero's little lair in his room. I believe the character is named Jessica. Anyway, the femme fatale in Shadows of Evil map, she basically reads what's off the book, and it says, I was basically talking about the keepers and how they have been protecting and fighting against evil for 2 millennia, and their power has been dormant, and it all started in the battlefields of the Great War. The only time we ever heard the battlefields of the Great War was back in Black Ops 2 and Origins. The battlefields of the Great War was Origins. Now, what does this mean? Well, if you played Origins, obviously you would know where you would go to get your that little place before you go to the crazy place, I believe. I don't quite remember the layout of Origins, but the one part where the statues of Nikolai, Dempsey, Richtofen, and Takio, how it shows them wearing these like robes with symbols on it. Well, the exact same symbols are what's on the clothing or on the robes of the gatekeepers. So these gatekeepers, once or twice, or at some point in the storyline, have met our 4 original characters. So basically, yada yada yada. Richtofen comes to Shadows of Evil and takes the orb. Before he comes and takes the orb, you do hear in a little secret part in the rift, Maxis apologizing to the people of Shadows of Evil and basically talking about how the dimension is probably going to be destroyed, and he's basically apologizing. So basically, why did Richtofen take the summoning key, and why is he in Shadows of Evil in the first place? Reason being is because, as you know, a couple of I can't speculate how long, but just a little bit before the events of the Giant occurred, the old Richtofen from the Giant sends Maxis and Samantha in the teleporter, and as you know, our 4 Origins characters deal with old Richtofen, and basically the whole purpose for the summoning key, or at least the whole reason we see it, is because Richtofen from Origins, the one that's still alive, he is trying to utilize the summoning key to bring Maxis almost as a beacon, and he's trying to get Maxis to they're basically trying to get Maxis to take them out of the race and then destroy the race, aka the Giant. So there's basically a lot of dialogue within the Giant and a lot of hidden codes. So I'm gonna cover the codes first, and then I'm gonna cover the overall storyline of the Giant. So one of the codes that you need to decode, it was via barcode and via the periodic table that you got these things. So the first one, and this is very vague, so I cannot explain this at all. We can only speculate. The first decoded message is, in the cell below the waves. In the cell below the waves is where honor suffers. That's the first decoded message, and nobody quite knows what that means. Also, there's another one, if I could remember it, and I think I have it somewhere here in my notes. So if you guys give me a moment, I'll find it right now. I'm gonna try and remember it word for word right now. It basically it had to do with the formless one will be their downfall. So basically, I wasn't gonna speculate at first on this one, but there so far in the Black Ops 3, universe storyline, there's only two formless people that so far could really pose a threat. There's the Shadow Man, who is encased, who is trapped in a summoning key, which we think he's either dead or trapped in a summoning key. So it could, but the reason why we think he's trapped in the summoning key is because Takeo sees visions of a man in shadow. The other formless one is Dr. Maxis, who we think is our ally. But you got to keep in mind, just moments before this, in the Giant, his Richtofen got rid of him, the old Richtofen, the one that got rid of him. But how can Maxis trust another Richtofen, or in other words, why would Maxis work with another person when he could just, I guess, somehow, some way take care of the zombies? There's also another decoded message. It had to do with something about the frozen one. I can't quite remember. It said in the mountains, something about a frozen one. So pardon me on that for not remembering that specific one. I don't have any notes so far. This is based off what I remember, but I might do a more descriptive, in-depth video about the storyline. But this is just letting you guys know. So basically, within the storyline, it speaks about in a Giant, there's a lot of radios, and it's just jumbled up. For example, there's this one radio of Dempsey saying, "Hey, other me, watch that person." He doesn't say what person. We can only assume it's Richtofen. Like, stick to him like glue. We gotta find out what he's been up to and what he's gonna do. So this is like a radio in the map Giant of Dempsey talking to his other self. I don't know if it's the younger one or the older Dempsey that did this message. There's also mentions of multiple Richtofens that have been killed. So our four characters have done a lot of time traveling and have gone to a lot of different dimensions. So there's that. Also, there's this one radio where about Max is speaking about saving the children and stuff, and we hear the children everywhere in the zombie storyline since the end of Black Ops 2 storyline coming to Black Ops 3, which is quite interesting. And also he speaks about a promise that Richtofen made. So I'm not sure if we're talking about Origins Richtofen. I could only assume that is because the old Richtofen is just a deceitful, evil person. Also, it seems like Nikolai is, despite being the person most hostile towards Richtofen, he does seem to be the one following his lead, while on the other side of things, Dempsey and Takeo are speculative and trying to figure out what's going on. And Richtofen speaks of, basically, Nikolai says something like, your heart is dark or something like that, and Richtofen basically swayed Nikolai and says, although we may not see eye to eye, just know that like, we're fighting for the same cause. There's a more evil force than me. So there's just a lot of time travel in the storyline, and we can't quite pinpoint what exactly is going on. And along with the Giant, I think there's 3 other decoded codes that have not been solved yet. Also, there's some in Shadows of Evil, I believe, as well. Also, there's tie-ins with Origins and Shadows of Evil and Mob of the Dead, and it's just a cluster of things. For example, you literally see a map of Mob of the Dead or Alcatraz in Shadows of Evil, and you hear some quotes from the Shadows of Evil characters, how they've met, or at least Vincent, the corrupted cop. He seems to know a lot of the Mob of the Dead characters, and the layout of the Origins map is also in Shadows of Evil, so there is absolutely so many things. There's also some other hidden dialogue that I really haven't heard people talk about, and it's kind of weird that nobody's mentioned it. So I'm gonna mention it right now. So I'm not gonna say this is exclusive because somewhere on YouTube, somewhere in the world, somebody's discussed it. But as of right now, I haven't seen anybody else really talk about it. So I was playing the Giant, and I was playing as Tank Dempsey, and I went to go pack a punch. And when he pack a punch, he says something that caught my eye. And keep in mind, this is the Dempsey from Origins, so this was quite weird. While he's pack a punching, he says, This thing follows us everywhere we go. It followed us in France, so that would be Origins. It followed us in Brazil, and we have not seen any zombies map in Brazil. But that's not what caught my eye. It's what he said after that really, really shook me up, and it just made me think about what's to come in a storyline or what is yet to be explained by hidden messages or quotes. So basically, basically he says this thing follows us everywhere we go. It followed us in France. It followed us in Brazil. It followed us to the moon. And he's referring to the Pack-a-Punch. But keep in mind, and people are like, okay, follow them. But keyword moon. So how and why have the Origins characters gone to the moon? What purpose did they have in the moon? Obviously, the only ever time the moon was mentioned in the storyline as a whole, we're talking World at War to Black Ops 3, was in the original storyline from World at War and Black Ops 1, when Richtofen went to Griffin Station and when our original old 4 characters went to the moon. But as we know, for all the events from World at War to Black Ops 2, dismissing Mob of the Dead, because Mob of the Dead is something else. But besides Mob of the Dead, everything from World at War to Black Ops 2 never existed due to killing Richtofen in the Giant. So it's quite weird, and there's so much decrypted stuff that we are yet to finish, or are yet to discover. Now, I can't really speculate, and I will not personally speculate, because that's not for me to do, because I haven't really went hands-on with it. I've done like most of the Easter egg, I've memorized it, and there's some parts I still haven't honestly done. So the only way we could really find out is either check out those decrypted codes that are still yet to be figured out, and also wait for DLC season, which I believe January or February is when we get our first map pack. So I can't wait to see what zombies map it is. And honestly, I really don't have a problem with the storyline and the way it's going. I have no fear of what is going to happen to the storyline. What I do fear is the maps, though. I really want classic maps like the Giant. Not saying that I want remakes, no. I just want that dark and gritty feel that the Giant had. Not like some cliche thing, but like mixed in with zombies, like Shadows of Evil was. Shadows of Evil was not a bad map. I just think we've learned from past mistakes and past maps that all we really want is maps like the Giant, classic zombies maps, such as the Giant, such as Kino, such as Ascension and stuff like that. Those kind of maps, not something like Die Rise or Die Rise or Transit. We want something a little bit more dark and gritty and story driven. So that's just where I stand, and those are some things with the storyline. Now, I know I went a little bit back and forth with different things. I just didn't really organize this, so at the end of the year, I might write down some notes and give you guys an overall, like an overview of the storyline and how it's gonna end up. And I can't speculate yet, but hopefully this is not the end of zombies. If it is, it's been a good run, but I doubt that Treyarch is done with zombies. They created this, and I just felt like this whole storyline, not necessarily from World at War, but from the end of Black Ops 1 or early Black Ops 2 days, they have had their minds set on what to do, and they just their timing got lucky with the new next-gen hardware and how they could utilize the next-gen hardware for this stuff. So I'm gonna stop rambling on. I hope you guys enjoyed that small Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies storyline overview of the beginning. I might do a middle, I might do an end. So that's that. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'll be doing videos quite often. I haven't really skipped or haven't uploaded in a while. The longest I've missed was like a week, and that's due to just stress and stuff like that. You know, the normal stuff. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what kind of other videos you want to see. I'll probably be doing more zombies videos. I know I've been short on multiplayer content, and I might be bringing more multiplayer content. Not that double XP is over. Sorry, I can't talk today. Maybe my friends are gonna chill back, relax. We could do some custom games, some fun stuff for you guys, and just overall have fun. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.